with the opponent, with as young as you guys were last year against them. What do you hope to see that those kids that were playing last year learn from that contest?
First of all, to realize how good they are. I mean, this team is legit. You know, I think last week was the first time they've lost to BYU in like 3 years. They are a perennial NCAA tournament team, conference champion level, home game team, getting home games in the tournament. Really well coached. I mean, I think Manny's one of the best in college soccer, to be honest. And his team's committed, uber committed. Granted, we were missing some people last year, but honestly, I don't think it would have mattered. They were the better team last year. 2 years ago, we were the better team. Now I guess we're going to settle it on the third one. We'd love to keep this going. We'd love to keep this series going, because so far the last 2 games that we've played each other have been excellent. One for us, one for them.
How do you prepare your team for their style? I mean, they've seen it for 2 years, but they kind of sit back, but then they'll attack out of nowhere.
How do you know that?
You know, I try.
Nice. Yeah, I think you make an interesting point. I think they're hard to pin down, and they're tactically astute enough to pick a different game plan per opponent. I know when Manny was here the first time, he felt like he didn't set his team up correctly to defend us, and in the second game, he felt like he did because they shut us out. So it's hard to say, and players change, so you know your ability to deliver certain kind of defensive setups also changes. We're just trying to cover all the bases. We've got the extra days of training. We're spending them wisely, I hope. And you know, there's a lot that has to happen on the field too. You know, you just like in any sport, you expect a team to be a certain way, and if they come out differently, you got to be able to adjust on the fly. Our team's pretty good at that, and that could be tested for sure on Sunday.
How do you like, I mean, I looked at the schedule last year. It didn't seem like you had these type of breaks. Do you like the one? It seems like you played one match, like what, 2 matches in a span of 2 weeks?
Yeah, 3 and 3.
Yeah,
3 and 3 matches in weeks. What happened is we added another game to the Big 12 schedule, and so we kind of lost some time there. We gained the time in the non-conference, and we chose to spread out games so that we stayed healthy and we could hopefully perform at our best. The downside is we have to be ready for back-to-back games when the Big 12 starts. So there's kind of a give and take there. So far, it's worked out great for us. We gave the girls 2 different days off during this week, so they're fresh each time. Like 2 days in a row is a kiss of death. You can't do that. But train hard a couple days, give them a day off, train hard, give them a day off, and then we go Friday, Saturday, ready for Utah State.
Outside of just getting the win, any areas in particular you want to see shored up before conference play starts?
I mean, every coach would probably say this time of year, so it's not anything super dynamic, but we're creating more chances to only have 2 goals in the New Mexico State game. I'm not saying they couldn't have scored, but we could have scored 6, you know, out of the 10 good chances we had. And so final third efficiency, final third execution, right combinations, knowing each other. You know, Z and Lana are new together. Z and Raleigh are new together. Z and Story have some familiarity, Z and Skylar, but getting those pieces to just fit. We didn't have Sam last year. We do now. She's got a lot of great ideas. Does everybody else see what she sees? Not always, right? Peyton, same thing. So it's just really the coming together in the final third, so that if you get 10 chances, you got to score more than 2. If you only get 2 chances, you'll take 2, right? But that's been a little bit of our focus right now.
Does that concern you after getting so many attempts or many chances in the last game, knowing what you're going up against on Sunday?
It has its area of that needs to be addressed. It's not in the concern department. It's DEFCON 2, not DEFCON 5.
And then, what would you say, what's the plan to rebuild the midfield with Jokic and Soto out for the year?
Well, fortunately, that was one of our most competitive places for spots. Millie, the Chloes, Sam Courtwright returns from her injury to play this year. Peyton Parsons is back. Kate Leibel was starting at the end of last year. So we had enough starters that the competition was ferocious, and we felt like even when we would choose someone else for the starting lineup, we weren't losing anything. We could sub Millie on, and we didn't drop it all. And it's the same thing here. We did lose 2 really good athletes, and in Chloe Soto, we lost our best ball winner. But the direct answer to your question is Molly Skrasinski's stepped into midfield at times, and she is a tremendous ball winner. She's like a pickpocket. She doesn't bowl you over to win the ball, but you look up and you don't have the ball anymore, and Molly's running down the field with it. So we have tried to cover for Soto's, you know, missing out with Molly in some cases, but also Molly's a great defender, so kind of going to play her in both places throughout the year.
You already mentioned it. Sam's kind of making her start this year. How's that sitting with you now that she's finally get to be on the field, just after all this process of rehabbing and getting ready for action?
Yeah, we're not even to the part of, we're way past the part of, is she ready, is she fit, is she strong, is she playing well? That's done. I mean, she looks fantastic. Now it's more, they call it man management, player management, into, hey, it's fine to try that. It's okay if you turn it over. You literally have not played in a year, because she has a real high standard, so she wants to be Sam immediately. And you can't be. We've seen bits and pieces of it, though. We've seen bits and pieces of just absolute brilliance, which she's capable of doing, but in her age and wanting to play soccer for a long time past college, she also has to know when to be special and when to be safe and smart. And the safe and smart players do those things better than anyone else also. So she's just finding that balance. It's enjoyable to coach her because she's so willing to take information and she's so eager. She loves soccer as much as anyone I've ever coached. She just loves the game.
You mentioned moving Molly back and forth a little bit.
Don't shut her down. Sorry, what was that?
You mentioned moving Molly maybe back between defender
Yeah.
and midfield, but Eleanor got her first full 90
Yep.
shutout. I'm assuming that's a good result, but what was kind of your evaluation?
Yeah, I thought Eleanor did great. And look, our whole plan with Eleanor has been she needed to get game fit. She needed to understand how we played. She needed to buy, and she bought in, but to fit into our style, and also to gain her confidence back, because she's an absolute legend in Dallas growing up there. Like, everyone knew Eleanor. We wanted her as a senior in high school, as did everyone in Texas, and we're so thankful that we get her back now. But part of it needed to be that transition, that adjustment period, and I think she's gone through that extremely well. Her attitude's awesome. The girls love her, and she's earning the minutes that she's getting now because she's worked so hard to get there.
I didn't share the question with my counterpart last week, so forgive me. What was it like seeing Leighton score last week or 2 weeks ago now?
It was an awesome moment. I mean, the kid was like basically in a car seat watching games when he was 1 year old, and was at the Crabtree catch. He's seen everything that's the history of in the last 20 years and has lived it and breathed it. And despite being recruited other places that I thought did a good job, we were all crossing our fingers that he would stay. And being able to see that as a family was special. And I know, here's the thing I love about Joey. He's not doing anybody any favors. He's happy for our family, but I mean, if Leighton's not the guy, he won't play him. And so I think he earned his way into that opportunity, and hopefully we'll continue. But being a Red Raider coach and having a Red Raider athlete is pretty cool. Weird, he just went 5 minutes away and we never see him, so that's odd. But I guess that's a tribute to all the food the football team gets, because he doesn't even come home for dinner anymore.
And then, how much have Greason and Torres increased on the team, and do you feel comfortable with them being more involved in the team?
Torres, as in right there? That one right there?
Yes.
Okay. We are unbelievably comfortable, confidently comfortable is a better way of putting it, in Torres and Raleigh. They both came early. They both put the time in. The biggest adjustment that Torres made is she got serious about the weight room before she got here. Her fitness is incredible. And she, like Sam, has a lot of great ideas. And when you have that IQ on somebody, yeah, we're constantly talking, and sometimes she does what she wants and it works, and sometimes it doesn't work. But that's kind of the joy of being a freshman. They get a lot of grace from us, especially when you have the brain that Emma has. So we're loving watching her develop as an attacking mid, and same with Raleigh. It's more comfortable back to goal for Raleigh, more comfortable. You're super fast in youth soccer, nobody can catch you. And then everyone's fast in college soccer. So Raleigh's having to make that adjustment, but she's done it well, and they're both getting in every game. I mean, it's not a lot more you could ask for than to be able to contribute in every game, and they're both doing that. And they're going to be full-time players before you know it, and their futures are super bright here at Tech.
What have you learned so far as a freshman this season?
You don't have to hold that.
I think the biggest thing I've learned is just the college game is so much faster. Somebody's on you every second. So in club you have more time, but in college you have to kind of have what to do ahead of when somebody's near you. So I think that's probably the biggest thing I've learned.
What kind of thrill do you get out there? I think it was 2 games ago. You crossed them up. She went to the ground. Do you even notice that, or how fun is that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Sometimes I get a little over-thrilled. I probably should have passed it and I crossed it in, but because the crowd is all going and gets you really hyped, so it's really thrilling seeing everybody out here. So that's exciting.
Even from the start when you first got here, you looked like you just weren't scared to go out and just kind of do your thing. How much is that confidence drive that's driven you to this point, do you think?
How much of it?
How much just confidence got you to this point?
I think a lot. I think I definitely had to build it up as I got here. I was really scared at the beginning in the spring, and then once I knew I could play and started practicing with the team and I was doing good, kind of just built it up, and then I got a goal in the spring, and it just really helps when you get goals. It just builds up your confidence and everything. So.
And then,
Have you had any conversations with Coach about your role on the team, and do you think that will increase with the injuries that have been seen on the team this year?
I mean, I haven't had any like full conversations with him. I think definitely will increase due to all the injuries. I think we're just we have to step into that spot for them and play for them since they've gone down.
Overall, what's been the most crucial information since you've been here that Tom Stone just dishes out to you, and then you have it translated either on the practice field or when game day comes?
Just probably anything he really says to me. Just like the way shots. I used to just like kind of hit the ball, but now the goalies are so much better in college. You gotta curl it. You gotta use different parts and different techniques. So probably that's the biggest piece of advice he's given me to practice on.
What have you learned from the first time you set foot on the field this season to now? I mean, is there a moment that stuff started to click for you?
Yeah, I think definitely the first preseason game, I was kind of scared a little more nervous. I think I wouldn't do as well in the game, like because we played Santa Clara, I think, and it was a really big game. And then we came here and played home against SMU. Yeah, we played it at home against SMU, and I think I did pretty well, and it like built up the confidence and my drive for the game. So it was cool.
And then have you had any conversations with Soto and Yapic about have they given you any advice really?
Oh yeah, they're always there. They're such an important part of the team. Like even though they're not on the field with us right now, unfortunately, they're like always part of our team. Like they're always hyping us up, just getting us ready for the games, and they give me a lot of advice since I'm a freshman. They're always giving advice. They're really helpful.